The first time it appeared, it was just a shadow on the wall, shaped like a man hanging from a noose. My younger brother David saw it in his room. He screamed, of course, and when I ran in, the shadow was gone. My parents, who were tired from a long day, told him it was just a bad dream and to go back to sleep. I stayed with him until he drifted off, but as I left, I couldn't shake the chill I felt. There was something wrong with that room. The next night, it was a sound, a quiet, rhythmic creaking like a rope stretching under weight. It came from my brother's room again. This time, I knew it wasn't him. I crept down the hallway and pushed his door open. The sound stopped instantly, and the room was empty. David was asleep in my parents' bed. He'd been too scared to go back to his own room. The house grew colder, and the air thickened with a scent I couldn't place, something like wet dust and old wood. My parents started arguing more. My dad would snap at my mom, and my mom would flinch. They never used to be like that. David's nightmares grew worse, and he refused to be alone, even for a moment. He'd cling to me, his small hands digging into my clothes, his eyes wide with fear. One night, the screams from my brother's room were different. Not a child's terror, but a deep guttural sound, like an old man sobbing. I sprinted down the hall. When I threw open the door, a figure stood in the center of the room. It wasn't a shadow this time, it was a man. His face was a blurry gray, his body swaying slightly, and a rope was tied tightly around his neck, disappearing into the darkness of the ceiling. He was looking right at me. I froze. My mind screamed at me to run, but my feet wouldn't move. The man slowly lifted a hand and pointed, not at me, but at the closet door behind me. A whispered voice, dry as leaves, echoed in my head. "It's not him you need to save." I turned my head just as a shadow detached from the corner of the ceiling and lunged at me. I screamed, stumbling backward, and the closet door slammed shut on my hand, the sharp pain a shocking anchor to reality. When I finally managed to open my eyes, the room was empty. The man was gone, the air was still, and the chilling scent had vanished. My hand throbbed, and when I looked at it, I saw a deep cut on my palm. It was shaped like a small, perfect circle. The next morning, my parents told me they had found old blueprints of the house in the basement. Our house was built on the site of an old execution ground, where a man was hanged for a crime he didn't commit. His death was slow and agonizing, and his last act was to carve a symbol of his innocence into the wall of the shack where he was held. The symbol was a perfect circle. My parents decided to sell the house, and we moved away a few weeks later. The nightmares stopped, and David became himself again. But sometimes, late at night, I wake up to the feeling of a rope on my neck, and the phantom pain in my palm brings me back to that terrifying memory. I can't shake the feeling that the man I saw wasn't a ghost of the past, but a warning from the future.